Hello there. Today we're talking Bond, Corgi Bond.
Mr. Bond?
Yes.
Well, as you can see, I've got quite a few of the Corgi James Bond cars, so I thought I would do a video about them. I've done quite a few shorts featuring each one individually, so go and check those out after this video. I'll leave some links in the description. Okay, what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to start with what I think is the worst vehicle and move on and finish with what I think is the best. Now this is going to be over the toy and not the vehicle. So we're going to start with the worst toy and end with the best toy. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, we're going to start here with the Aston Martin DB10 from the Spectre movie. It's quite a nice little model, 1/36 scale. Unfortunately, it's got a very plasticky feel to it, and the bottom of the car is plastic. And underneath here, if you can just see, we have James Bond Aston Martin DB10, but it does feel a little bit cheap. It looks okay in a display case, otherwise it's a bit cheap. And it only has one action feature, which is that the doors open, which isn't much of an action feature really. I do have the box, so on the back of the box here, if we can, don't get too much glare, we have some blurb here, and then the features of the car. There you go, authentic opening and closing doors, and detailed wheels with low profile rubber tyres. So Corgi went full out on this one. No, unfortunately this one is coming in at the bottom of the pack.
That's a shame.
Okay, up next is this one. This is the Lotus Esprit Turbo from the movie For Your Eyes Only.
Won't take long, Luigi. Don't play with any of the switches, will you? Right.
This one is a much better model than the DB10 in build quality wise. So it's got a lot more weight to it, and underneath you can see it's got the embossed 007 embossed Corgi there, and also a nice little bit of engine gearbox detail. But other than that, it has absolutely no action features. The doors don't even open. All you get is the fake skis on the roof. So once again, this is a good display item, but it's not really a fantastic toy. If I had this when I was a child, I would not have been very pleased. We can just have a quick look at the box. There's the box again, ladies' bum. And on the back, try not to get too much glare. There's a little bit of blurb there. Hit the pause button, you can read it. So there we go. That's the Esprit Turbo.
Who are you?
Bond, James Bond.
Now it is the turn of what is personally one of my favourite cars in real life. That's the Aston Martin V8 of Volante. A truly beautiful work of art of a car that Aston Martin made, and it's also from one of my favourite James Bond movies, The Living Daylights. Probably rate it as, if not first, second after Her Majesty's Secret Service, depending on how I feel. And Timothy Dalton was probably my favourite James Bond as well. Anyway, here we see the model again. It's got a nice bit of weight to it. Underneath This bit is plastic, unfortunately, but the 007 and it is embossed on it, and it's got a nice bit of detail, suspension, gearbox, exhaust pipes, that kind of stuff. And it does have an action feature. The doors don't open, but if we put it around here, you can just see you have the exhaust pipes, the tail pipes, and if we just press on those, out pop the skis. So this is a nice little action feature from the movie. Unfortunately, nothing else, no hidden machine guns, just the skis that pop out the sides, but still better than nothing. And I like this little detail of having the GB on the back there. Take a quick look at the box. There we go. And again, a bit of blurb on the back there, which if you pause the video, just take the time to read it. So there we go. That's the Aston Martin V8 Volante. It's a beauty.
Superb, Mr. Bond, superb.
And now we enter the real iconic vehicles from the Corgi range, the James Bond Corgi range. This is obviously the Lotus Esprit from The Spy Who Loved Me, and then I always thought this was a fantastic vehicle. I really wanted this car as a kid. I also wanted the toy as a kid, but I remember seeing it in Hamleys when I went to London with my grandmother one time, and I remember begging her to buy it for me, but she wouldn't. She was like that. She was very strict. I think she bought me a few Smurfs instead. But you know, that's the way it goes when you're a kid, I guess. You can't always get what you want unless you go to a boot fair, and that's where I found this one when I was about 13 years old or so, and I managed to pick this one up. It was a little bit worse for wear when I got it, and then I totally destroyed it. So the torpedo bits, well, they were missing, but they don't work. I've put the new torpedoes in there and they don't fire out. The system's broken. The wheels are obviously gone on this one, and the mechanism, it will fold away, but it won't come back out again easy. Now there is a channel, Paul Restorer, and he has a video where he fully restores one of these. So I'll leave a description. I'll leave a description to that. I'll leave a link to that in the description, and I recommend you go and check that out if you're interested. It's a really good video. I thought about trying to restore this one, but it would mean drilling out the rivets, and that scares me. So I'm not going to do that. But I do have this one from the mid-90s, from the re-release. As soon as I saw it, I bought it. So I actually bought this one in the 90s because, as I say, I always wanted it. It does work with the press of this button. It transforms into the submarine mode. The only thing I thought was disappointing with this one when I was a kid, and I still do now, is that it doesn't have any wheels here. When it's in car mode like this, it still looks like a submarine with its periscope up here and no wheels on the side. It should still. I've loaded it with torpedoes, so we're going to see if that works. So by moving the periscope backwards, it should fire the missiles. Let's see if that works. Whoa, there they go. So that works then. I'm going to do that again. That was pretty cool. And just all pop back in here like this. Let's zoom in. One, two, three. Cool. Okay, so there we have it. That's the iconic Lotus Esprit and submarine. Let's have a quick look at the box. Barbara back there. Iconic Roger Moore. And then on the back, a little bit of blurb. Again, pause the film, pause the movie, pause the video even, and you can read that. Okay, next.
There are one or two rather special accessories.
Q, have I ever let you down?
Frequently.
One rises to meet a challenge.
And here we are at number 1, or are we? And it had to be the DB5, the classic James Bond DB5, with its bullet shield on the back there, and then with its guns and rammer that come out the front there, and obviously with the ejector seat.
Ejector seat? You're joking.
This, as you can see from the box, is GoldenEye version. So this is when GoldenEye came out, they re-released all the vehicles. I'm going to say it was 1996. I could be wrong. It could be 1995. Anyway, not important. We can always look that up. This one has a nice picture on the back. It doesn't actually have any blurb about the movie, which is strange because I'm pretty sure they re-released all the things, and then obviously I've got this. This is the box for the Lotus. That was a bit different, but okay. So there we go. It even says on the side here, it's Corgi Classic. So that's the box. The car, yeah, it's just perfect. The mechanism, I remember playing with the mechanism when I was a kid, because this, or should I say, this was the one James Bond car I had. I think my father bought it for me. He was crazy about James Bond, so that's how I got into it. Now this is completely shot. I mean, the buttons, the mechanism's completely broken. Only the back shield still works. These don't stay in anymore. But this, and all the roof is all dented. This got severely played with when I was a kid. But again, it's my childhood one, so I'm kind of in love with it. And actually, when you look at the front, the detailing on this one, the older version, I think is much better than here. This one, it looks like they've put too much paint on it. This one has a liberal touching of paint, and the Aston Martin badge is much clearer to see. So, but other than, and there's a slight colour differentiation. This one's a little bit greeny grey. Yeah, but other than that, you know, it's an absolute iconic vehicle, and I love having it in my collection. But there is one more.
Shocking. Positively shocking.
So this is the favourite car that I have in my collection. It's slightly smaller than the others. I'm not 100% sure what scale it's in. Oh, it's 1/43rd scale. Yeah, so it's slightly smaller scale than the 1/34th scale cars. But this is the limited edition James Bond Aston Martin. It's all in gold. It's all very shiny. I don't think it's real gold though, because it wasn't very expensive. Yeah, this one I definitely bought when I bought the GoldenEye Aston Martin. I can just take it, open its display case. This one is, as you can see, screwed to a base, so it's not to be used really as a toy. And I have stuck this guy in to stop him from, just with a bit of sellotape to stop him falling out. But all the bits work. we can just put the shield down and it should pop up. It's just not as impressive. And then this one actually has the little tire shredders that come out of the back wheels. It's a cool little addition. And also the pop-out guns at the front. But where everything's on a miniature version, it's not as impressive, but it's a better display item, obviously, because it's all shiny and gold. And I even have a limited edition certificate to go with it, so we can see it's number 17,701 of 19,500. So it's not a very special number. I'm not sure why it's got this number underneath here, but anyway, yeah. So this one takes us top spot because it's flipping beautiful, isn't it? Right, well, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button. If you didn't, well, you're now at the end of the video, so you should hit the like button anyway. Share the video with fellow James Bond enthusiasts or Corgi enthusiasts, or just share it with anyone, I don't care. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed, and then catch all my nonsense and ramblings. And yeah, you can also follow me on Twitter. The link is on my homepage. So yes, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.
By Mr. Bond.